Shalom brothers and sisters, hope you well wherever you are. So today I made a video about African American. I'm not sure if he's African American, but it sounded more African American. So there is an issue that he said about Africa, and I believe that it is important. The brother tries to say that any person who doesn't have any relationship with Africa should not step to the continent. And yeah, it raises a lot of questions, because if today we decide to do such a thing, like we say that let Africa be for Africans and let no other race, let no other person come to Africa, how will Africa be? I mean, I want you to imagine such kind of a thing. I also believe that there are positive and negative sides of this thing happening, but now that's just that. I want us to listen to this video about this brother. It's a short video, and then come back, let's talk about something about it as usual. Let's watch the video.
White people should not be allowed in Africa. Exclamation point. Not just white people, Turks, the Arabs, the Indians, the Chinese. If you are not African, then why the fuck are you in Africa? And you see, we need to stop welcoming in everybody, bro. We need to take time for us to heal. We need us, not nobody else. We need us. That's the problem. We always want to welcome in everybody when we haven't even welcomed in our own. So if you are not African and you are not from the African diaspora, you should not be allowed, and you should be really exiled from the kingdom. Because we don't have time for certain shit to keep repeating itself. We need to stop trusting everybody. And we need to only trust ourselves as African people. The continent Africa and us African people needs to be rebuilt, and we need to focus on us.
So guys, tell me what you think about the video. Tell me what you think in the comment section, because it raises a lot of questions. We as black people, are we so much ignorant about the resources that we have around us, such that other people can only come and show us that they are important to us, so that we can see, oh, so now we're having these resources with us. So, but when we are alone, we don't say this. How will this issue of leaving other races out of African land help us grow as Africans only? I mean, there are a lot of things, you know. And I also ask myself this question, you know, Africa is, okay, Africa is for Africans, but it's so complicated as much as we say, you know. We say that Africa is the cradle of humankind. It means that everyone came from Africa, and later on, due to, you know, the land masses thing, people went to different places, you know. So, I mean, it raises a lot of questions that I want you to tell me in the comment section, you know. And the most important thing that I want to say is that there's this thing called free movement. People have the freedom of moving from one place to another, you know. And in as much as we have jurisdiction issues, yeah, every country has to protect, you know, themselves in any way. But we're looking at the disadvantages that might have for us Africans, you know, if we say that Africans only remain for Africa. I know that we have a lot of potential, we as Africans, and that's one thing that I bet on, you know, because it is our workers who will leave Africa and go to other places. Another question is this: why should we tell other people not to come to Africa, while we ourselves, we leaving Africa going to European countries? You know, it's kind of a reversed rhythm, you know, because if we are saying Africans to not allow other Africans to come to African country, why we Africans are we leaving our country to go to other places? We have Chinese, we have Indians, we have Caucasians, different people coming to Africa, doing businesses. Okay, there's no problem with that, because maybe they have followed all the laws to be in African, that they have acquired citizenship, you know, And that's according to human rights. People should be treated equally, whether you come from that country or not, as long as you've complied with the rules or the laws of that place. You understand? So the question of this reversed rhythm about Africans complaining, or the brother, I'll not generalize Africans, the brother complained that Africa should only belong to Africans. Yes, it might seem right because we are the natives of Africa and ended up African descent. Now, historically, Black Americans or African Americans who are from Africa, of course, they belong in Africa, but they're in the United States, like it's kind of the same narrative. If I'm trying to understand, it's like kind of the same narrative, or a group of Black Americans or African Americans who have ever been told that go back to Africa, United States is not your place. If I'm trying to understand the context, kindly tell me what you think in the comment section about what I feel about this. You're open to air out what you think about this situation. I want you to imagine if Africa could only have Africans. There are a couple of disadvantages. One, we are still not technologically advanced. We still need help from other countries. Of course, I believe we have potential as Africans, but we need to work with other countries. We need to work with other continents in order for us to understand. The only problem with Africans is not even the foreigners. The problem with Africa is the African leaders. They still are corrupt. They waste our resources. They are the people who allow these people to, if they could have their grounds and say that no, you guys are not going to exploit Africa. I mean, look at what is happening in Congo. Most of it is being perpetrated by the African government, the Congo's government. Whether other races come to Africa or not, I believe that will not solve our problem. It might solve a bit of it, but not most of the problem. So we need to understand that Africa, in as much as Africa is ours, we still have a long way to go. We need each other. We need to work with each other, And as long as people acquire the right ways of coming to Africa, if they acquire citizenship and they can start businesses, I mean, it's okay because they have followed the right procedures coming to Africa. But why I have a problem is when people are not checking the right procedures to come to Africa. They start businesses, they exploit people. It's a sad thing for Africans, we ourselves as Africans. So it raises a question to us. How do you picture Africa with Africans alone? I mean, there are a lot of problems with we Africans alone. I know we have, and I've said it earlier, I know we have people who are technologically advanced who are African. But those technocrats, they have acquired them in the United States so that they have come back to Africa. Now the problem is, if people in the United States could have said that we don't want you Africans in here, where could have we gotten those technologies, And talk about today in schools, we have exchange programs. We need to learn about our brothers and sisters from different continents. They're not taking away our Africanicity. They're not taking away the authenticity of being African. It is just an exchange. Of course, I believe it comes with some disadvantages, yes, but what I'll say is that it doesn't take away the Africanicity. The resources part, it is true, but our leaders are the people who are playing us. Our leaders are the people who are making it seem like we need other races. Of course, we need them, but it is not us so much. They also need us because we also have brains that they need among some things. For instance, we have a lot of black doctors in the United States, which generally predominantly come from places like Nigeria, Ghana, South Africa, Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, So these shows that we need each other. We also have technocrats who are from different places, doctors who are from India. We have doctors from the United States who are working in Africa. So these exchange programs makes us understand each other better, rather than just seeing it at a myopic perspective, just seeing it as a way in which Africans is being exploited. That's my point on these issues, brothers and sisters. Tell me what you think in the comment section. If I might have said something that you don't disagree with, tell me, but please be kind. Yes. Until then, peace, love, and harmony. I hope you're safe wherever you are. Salute.